you guys. You know, at this point in the game, I should be telling you some sort of, inspirational story about how I came up with this recipe and, how it was inspired by my travels in Thailand or something. It wasn't inspired by my travels in Thailand. If it was inspired by my travels in Thailand, I would be eating it out of a plastic dish, crouched on a stool, under a bridge that a motorway goes over. And it's just a really tasty, really easy dinner. Some Thai style being the important word, chicken burgers. What I do to make this super, super, super easy is I use my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, just chop everything up really finely. Get your butcher to mince the chicken and you'll be good to go. Good to go. Anyway, I start off with a shallot or a small onion, or what would be really good would be like 3 or 4 spring onions. I don't have 3 or 4 spring onions. I have a normal onion. So a normal onion is what I shall use. I put that into the food processor. Once I've peeled it, obviously. Peel. In it goes. I want 2 cloves of garlic. 2 nice big cloves of garlic. This is a fat clove of garlic. It's not the fattest in the world, but it's a good size. A good size for a midweek dinner. Then you peel those and put them in there too. No, it's rocket science, this. Absolute rocket science. Then you want to put in as much ginger as you have garlic. So you probably want a piece of ginger about as thick as your little finger. Oh, I should have really touched up the chips of my nail varnish before doing this. Sorry. Then you sort of chop the skin off. That bit of ginger. Put it in your food processor too. Then a red chilli. If you are feeding my husband, you probably want to leave the seeds in. If you're feeding my husband, should I be worried? Actually, thanks for taking the weight off my mind. Because, this is the kind of thing that might be considered a family favourite. It's the kind of thing that you might get printed in the Sainsbury's magazine. Hint, 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 Mr. Sainsbury's magazine editor or Mrs. I'm not sexist. I just want to write a recipe for your magazine. Anyway, family favourite, take out the seeds. Big man or lady who likes spice food, leave the seeds in. Simples. Chop that chilli into about 3 chunks, throw it in the food processor and wash your sodding hands before you take out your contact lenses or something like that, which is what I always do. Always. Then get some coriander. About a sort of fistful of it, picking out those brown leaves because maybe you forgot to water your coriander plant. Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. And a lime. Grate the lime, the zest of the lime, into the food processor. Excellent. You don't need to be totally meticulous with your lime zesting. Just the majority of the zest of the lime. Life is short. It's a midweek family favourite, isn't it, Mr. Sainsbury's magazine editor? In it. Ah dear, one of these days I'll stop talking nonsense. Then after that I'll stop posting nonsense on the internet. But until that point, you're kind of stuck with me. Sorry about that. There's most of the zest of a lime. There's a bit there that isn't zested. A bit there that isn't zested. A bit there that isn't zested. Family favourites, it's a game you can play with your kids. What bit of Sarah's lime isn't actually properly zested? Let us see. Anyway, you switch on your food processor and blitz that to a pulp. Excellent. So it kind of looks like this. And choking on the fumes of the chilli, obviously. It's truly professional. Then you get about, yes, chilli fumes, a pound of chicken pieces. Thighs and drumsticks are amazing because the brown meat tastes flavoursome. This is not a knife, this is a grater. Here's a knife. My butcher was selling, sorry about that, chicken fillets on offer, so I bought them. You just want about a pound of chicken meat, okay? Skinless, boneless, as I say, brown meat, white meat, whatever floats your boat. Just buy some chicken. And you put that, what you do is you chunk it into big-ish chunks, like this kind of a size of a chunk. And you put that all in the food processor. This is usually a step further than I usually go, you know, this kind of chopping things before putting it in the food processor. But if you put it straight into the food processor, you end up with some bits of raw chicken, some huge big chunks of chicken, and some bits of chicken puree, which isn't nice for anyone, really, is it? And then you pulse that once or twice so that it's kind of all blitzed up, and then you add about 2 tablespoons. Did I say 2 tablespoons? I meant 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. Give it one last blitz. Delicious. Then you remove your puree, you know what I mean. You get a frying pan and you put it onto the heat. You heat about a tablespoon or 2 of your preferred flavourless cooking oil, and you mould your meat mixture into little patties. Nothing too rocket science about it. You know who you're still joking on chilli. You know who you're feeding. You know what size of a burger they want. Little patties of chicken. Delicious. And then what you're doing, once you've got those all formed, is you're frying them for about 6 minutes aside. That'll mean they're all nice and lovely cooked. 6 minutes aside. Okay. There we have some chicken patties. I shall wash my hands. Put some of these on to fry. And I shall see you in about 6 minutes. So then, after 6 minutes, you will have burgers and a spatula that are perfectly cooked on one side. See, nice and brown. So you just turn them over and shockingly cook the other side. Now it might not be quite as long, so I would check them after 4 or 5 minutes, okay? But it's chicken. You don't want pink chicken, you want it cooked all the way through. So be generous with your timings. And ta-da! A few minutes later, we have cooked chicken burgers. I like to serve these with some salad, with a sort of sweet chilli lime dressing on. That is literally sweet chilli sauce, lime juice and soy sauce mixed together. And the nice little chunk of lime that we zested early on. There you have it. A simple family midweek favourite. Remember that Sainsbury's magazine. Okay.